Hey there, July 1st, 2018, Cassie Anderson reporting to you. I just completed 18 months of topical steroid withdrawal, so I'm here to give you the scoop on what just happened the last month here. So I feel like I have made a ton of progress this month. I always feel like I'm, walking in the right direction and making progress all the time, but June just really felt like I had the whole month where it didn't really flare very big, and that's a big deal because Memorial Day weekend was the last weekend that I kind of reacted to the heat, and it was like our first major heat wave of the season, and so I did have a little bit of a breakout on my hands and wrists and my chest area. But after I got over that, first of all, it didn't last as long as some other flares in the past, and it wasn't as intense as other flares in the past. So that was really good. But then I spent the rest of the next month out in the heat and doing summer fun stuff with the kids. And we went to the lake for Father's Day and was out in, it was like intense heat. And I put on some SPF and I did really well. We were kayaking and my skin even got in the lake water and I did okay. And then that same week, we went to the pool and I jumped in with the kids and I went down the slide and off the diving board. Just had a blast. And again, I was in the sun again and in the heat and I did really well. And in fact, I feel like my skin did really well and any little skin irritation that I did have jumping into the pool, like the pool just helped eliminate. So I think it's that chlorine in the water that just kind of helps disinfect the skin. Anyways, so I did really well, continued to do well. And so let me just kind of show you my skin, where it's at. So it's looking fairly normal. It's hard to see with not much light. So I was out in the heat yesterday. So I've had a little bit of red, but yesterday, like, it was 100 degrees outside and we went to a festival and they had like carnival rides and different things going on. And so we were waiting in line and I had my umbrella that was shading us, which it was like 90 degrees in the shade. So I did notice my skin here got a little overheated and a little irritated, but it wasn't too bad. In fact, I had ice packs with me, but I really didn't use them. At lunchtime when we sat down for a picnic, I kind of put some cold on it just because I knew how my skin normally gets, and I just thought I'll just do it just in case, but I really didn't feel like I had to. But at the end of the day, it was quite a bit redder, and so I did itch it a little bit, but I'm healing up nicely. And again, like, things just aren't as intense anymore. So I still have spots, but they just don't irritate as bad. So for instance, in the past, this would be like the whole time I would be in the heat. And I'd have to put ice on it. Otherwise, I just didn't feel like I was going to make it another minute. But now it's like, okay, I know it's a little irritated, but I don't feel like I'm going to die, if that makes sense. Die is a very strong word. I don't literally mean that. But, like, you just get so agitated and you're like, oh, enough with this, and you just get upset. I didn't really feel like that. I felt like, okay, this is tolerable. So anyways, yeah, everything is healing. I feel like this isn't as red and irritated as much. I still have like a moment here and there where I want to itch some things open, like the palm of my hand. This is still pretty brittle and thin. I don't know if you can see that. So I'll itch that open occasionally, usually daily, but it heals back together enough and I can put ice or cream on it or anything, and it's that much better, like, pretty instantly. So anyways, enough of my rambling. Some really big news that I have for this last month is I showered the whole entire month. No baths at all, no soaking, and that says a lot for summer months here in Wisconsin, and just, being outside a lot more with the kids. I actually feel normal, and it's just so much fun to be active again. Now I have to say I'm still not doing dishes. I'm still being very gentle on my hands, and trying to avoid those wet chores, wiping down tables in the bathroom and different things like that. With that said, there is an occasion that I am cleaning off our kitchen counters and tables, and it's not as irritating as it has been in the past, so that's good. I feel like I'm making progress, but baby steps. I'm going to kind of start there and start cleaning the table, the dining room table and the counters a little bit more often and see how my hands hold up. And then when I feel like I can do that without it setting me back, then I'll probably try dishes again or clean in the bathroom more or something. I don't know. But little steps, phases. But in the meantime, I don't have helpers coming over anymore. So, before you've heard me in the past, I still had my neighbor lady coming over 3 days a week to do dishes. And I had another friend coming over to do laundry once a week. And not that laundry was terribly hard, just because that is a dry chore, except for like when my skin is kind of irritated and I have to repeatedly fold and kind of do stuff. It just rubs the wrong way. So that's why it's nice to have somebody here to do laundry. But anyways, those people, I fired them. If you guys are watching, you know I love you. It's a good thing, right? That I'm feeling well enough that I can tackle those chores on my own. Another big thing is that I threw away all my TSW clothes that were so like caked with that Vaseline-y, greasy, whatever. And I only used Vaseline the first 6 months of TSW, but I still continued to wear some of those clothes just because when you still don't feel good all the time or whatever, like it's just hard to want to dress up and I don't know, because you're still itching and having open wounds and raw skin here and there. So it's just, sometimes it's kind of difficult. So anyways, I did keep those clothes around for quite a while, and I wasn't going anywhere fancy. I was always working from home and always had my kids around, so I didn't really feel the need to dress up much. But recently, I got a job. I'm going to be starting full-time come tomorrow, so I'm pretty excited about that. I won't have any like wet tasks to do, so it's all dry work. I'll be working at a library, and so anyways, super excited about that. And so in that case, I threw away all my plastic clothes, and now I am now getting a nicer wardrobe to replenish those, so that's exciting. And also, so I haven't necessarily needed, I've always slept with ice since the beginning of TSW and ice packs. And even though I don't use them often enough, I always have them on my pillow on standby for if and when I need them, because it just takes a moment for my skin to overheat and I'm already tearing it apart. So I always have it there just in case. And I've just noticed I have not really needed it a whole lot. And I'm really excited about that. So this week I actually went to bed without any ice packs on purpose just to see how I did. And I did really well. So the next night I think I did have them back in bed. But anyways, it's still a sign of progress, right? That even if it's going to be hit or miss or whatever, I'm gradually getting out of it. So I'm not as dependent. As you can see, like the skin on my face is doing really well. I do have a little bit of like peely things here and there on my neck, which is really kind of strange because you can't see it from afar, but every now and then I'll catch a glimpse in the mirror and like up close, it's just that really dry, like as if somebody got kind of like a little bit of sunburn kind of peely stuff. I don't know if you can see it if I get really close. I don't know if it's there at the moment. It was there earlier today, but it's so fine that, like I said, you really can't see it unless you're up close. Other than that, I do have a little bit of irritation still here. Again, everything's kind of going away on my forearms and hands and wrists. So yeah, I feel like I'm really coming out of a lot of stuff and moving in the right direction. Always moving in the right direction. Just really feeling the fruits of that now. So, yeah, any questions, let me know. I feel like I'm on the mend, so that's why I don't feel like I need to completely report as often anymore, just because I feel like I'm not going to have a ton to say. However, I will do my best, if there's any changes, to jump on here and say so, you know, what's happening. But as far as I know, I'm feeling well enough. I feel like I can handle full-time work. So I'm going to go for it. So yay for 18 months and coming this far, and I'll keep you in the loop. All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye now.